And I've noticed too, and this is at all levels, um, communication is really, really valuable. And even if a player isn't going to like what a coach says they're going to do, like I think there's so much value in a coach like communicating to a player, for example, hey, I'm not going to start you this next game. Here's why we're going to start this player instead. But to actually have that conversation in advance before it's announced to the team, um, to me, that's a sign of really high emotional intelligence on the side of the coach, because they're saying, this probably isn't what the player wants, but in order to support them most and get the most out of them, to most nourish their confidence, I'm going to have that conversation, even though it sucks to have that conversation with Caitlin, for example. Caitlin, listen, I've made the decision to not start you in this upcoming game. That does not feel good as a coach. I would imagine it doesn't feel good to go to a player you genuinely care about and say, listen, I've decided not to choose you. But that type of coach, that's the type of coach who commands respect from their players, in my opinion. And I don't think that happens enough. I'm not sure why. I'm sure there are many reasons, but I'd love to see more.
And a few simple extra words can change the whole conversation. I've decided not to play you today, and it's because of this I've seen that you've been making this mistakes, and you just, I've noticed you're not been performing in this area, and I believe in you. I believe you can up level in them areas, and here's what you go and do if you want to do the extra work, and if you want to do that. And I just want to remind you that you're valuable as a human. Just because I'm not playing you today doesn't mean anything beyond that. This is just a game, and remember that you're awesome. Okay.
Exactly.
So it's that unconditional belief.
Give me every reason to start you next game. Yeah. And the game after that. And here's
what encouraging.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so I asked Caitlin prior to this, when do you enjoy playing the game most, and feel respected by the coaches most? And I asked, is it when your coach encourages you, supportively coaches you, when you stuff up, or when you have a bad game? They try to lift you up when you're down. They are supportive even when you have a bad game, and give you clear instructions on how to get better as a player. Or do you prefer, when a coach gets frustrated at you, ignores you when you stuff up or have a bad game, doesn't notice when you're down, is unkind when you have a bad game, and doesn't give you clear instructions on how to get better as a player, aka coaching? And of course, Caitlin said, the first one. And I said, okay, well, which one of the above do you feel is best for your performance? And she's like, well, definitely the first one still. And then, okay, which one of the above do you feel is best for your self-esteem and confidence? She's like, well, definitely the first one.